Zevi Saunders and welcome to my video blog. This week we read about 7 out of the 10 plagues God brought upon the Egyptians. The first was the plague of blood. All water, wherever it may have been in Egypt, turned to blood. The only way the Egyptians could drink water was if they bought it off the Jews. Next, God brought a plague of frogs that went everywhere, croaking inside their ovens, their food, even inside their own bodies. Terrible, the noise, the stench. Then came lice. Lice everywhere on their bodies, itched, everything. Couldn't cope with it. Terrible. Then was the wild animals, beasts everywhere. The houses, snakes, scorpions, bears, eating people at random. Then was the plague of pestilence. Not only did the animals die, our rabbi tell us, but even the riders or the shepherds or the people who looked after the animals, they died too. Then we have shechin, the boils, terrible pain with the harsh, heated boils. Then we have the plague of boron, the hailstones, where you had the fire and the water mixed into the same hailstone. But only the people outside, or the animals left outside, were affected by the hailstones. If people stayed indoors, or if people brought their animals indoors, they weren't affected. This was like a test to see whether the Egyptians believed in God after the 5 previous plagues. And the question is like this. Pharaoh, did he not get the message? Blood. Couldn't drink for a week. Frogs everywhere. Then he had the lice and the boils and wild animals everywhere. All for what? Just to deny the existence of God? Just so he could say, nope, I don't believe in God? Can you imagine? The rabbi said as Pharaoh was only 2 feet tall. Can you imagine everybody else around him, all his servants, begging him, please, please, let the Jews go, we can't take it. Next week we read about the advisors telling him, let them go already, before they destroy the whole of Egypt. Can you imagine? But no, Pharaoh was insistent, I'm not letting the Jews go. Think of how foolish he looked, how stupid he was. You can't take on God. You can't beat God. And that is a lesson for us from this week's Hedra. That we have to know when to give up. When to say, yes, God, we acknowledge what you're doing to us is your way of punishing us. It's your way of trying to correct ourselves. And we'll stop and things will be okay again. Once Pharaoh decided to let the Jews go, after the 10 plagues, that was it. They were okay. Then he chased after them and they all got killed. Don't try and beat God. You have to know God is in charge. And I have to try and do what he wants and do what he says. And then, and only then, can we be entitled to a good life.